Blessings and welcome to the Ascension Alchemists podcast. It's your host, Honi here and Michael. This is our combined episode. We are delighted to have you be part of this beautiful episode that we're about to share with you.
Welcome, everyone. As Honi said, we are grateful, we're honored, and we thank you for your opportunities to take this moment to listen to what we feel so blessed to share, especially in these first few weeks of the new year and all that is thriving through ourselves and what we know we're here to share with all of you.
So as Ascension Alchemist community, all of us are going into this 2026 still with the theme of celebration, stronger celebration in God Almighty, as aligning ourselves with that presence greater each day and embodying that truth even greater, especially when we are facing all kinds of life issues. We get to see how this alignment and this embodiment truly helps us navigate much easier. So today's topic is on overwhelm, prosperity, and higher love.
Higher love.
Exactly. So we're going to cover all these areas. So welcome, everyone. So let's talk about overwhelm. So overwhelm, because we just did our little recording video on that,
Yes,
right, for our upcoming relationship series. And one of the things that I really love, Michael, you and I talked about today was my human self really experienced overwhelm today. And you also experienced overwhelm. And isn't it just amazing where we are now in comparison to where we were even a year ago in this 9 years of relationship? Because overwhelm, when our human self would get overwhelmed, it really had a hold over us. And we were suffering individually. And my goodness, did we not handle our relationship very well? Because the relationship, it was like also overwhelm and acting out.
Absolutely, Honi. I believe this feeling of overwhelm, not only within ourselves and relationship, but it's a huge element to disharmony and misbalance within ourselves. And I feel like within this overwhelm, it's important to recognize that it really throws us off in areas that we least expected, especially when it comes up through our emotions or our thoughts, or even moments where we're triggered. And the one area that I feel that we're sharing is it's so helpful for all of our viewers to understand that it's so normal, it's very common, and we see the root of it really affecting our central nervous system.
Well, it is part of the human experience. So let's get really practical. For those of you who listened to my solo episode Monday, you've been following that I've been dealing with this scammers that tapped into certain part of our bank system. So then been on the phone for today's the 13th. It's been 13 days of dealing back and forth, many different representatives and what have you. And relatively, I've been really, really handling it in such a gracious way with God Almighty. This morning, however, this other thing that was needed, which I didn't have, that required all these other things, I found my human self being overwhelmed because the reason why I say overwhelmed is because I found my human self is falling on this backed up things of to do that I haven't been able to get to because of the last few days, how much time and energy I've had to invest in this in attempt to fix it, in attempt for things to be able to move forward, because so many things are on hold. And even though I've been doing amazing with it, then there are things that actually have to be provided so that changes can take place, so that way the motion can go forward. So today I found myself, when the text came in, I found exactly what you said, Michael. My central nervous system just started getting irritated and bothered. And I knew enough. That's why I said, Michael, I just got to go for a walk. I just got to go for a walk. So when I went for a walk, that 10, 15 minutes, I was in nature, I was in the sun. I listened to that beautiful God-led podcast within the first like 7 minutes, I could tell the density and intensity in my body. And I could tell in my body, Michael, it's like my muscles are tight and my breath is shorter. So I started deepening my breath. And out of that, on my way back, I noticed it's all opening up and I'm back in my alignment with God Almighty. God Almighty, you have me. This is not bigger than me. I can handle things all through you. This can't touch me. It's going to be easy. It's going to be flow. So I got back to my natural state. So therefore, I didn't bring it into our relationship and we could continue forward with the recordings we did and now here, transforming that overwhelm. Whereas before this wasn't the case.
Yeah, I really feel like when sharing this, it takes that responsibility and awareness that many times when, number one, from the very beginning of it, that when we do feel overwhelmed, there is a backed up level that's been building up for a little while.
Yeah.
And to really bring the awareness of how to start removing those areas or transforming those areas or lessening that backup, because like anything else, if we keep putting more pressure within, something's going to pop and something's going to happen. And so, when I hear that, it reminds me of when there's, let's just say, so many envelopes with the tabs open or so many areas that we don't know, how important it is to surrender, give it to God, step deeper into trust, step deeper into faith that it's all going to resolve. Because I know myself, many times this human mind of mine wants to figure it out on its by itself. Yet when we give it to God and understand that it's all going to work out and take those steps for our physical body, like you did by going outside, by taking that moment to really recognize that if I can just shift the energy, then things start to smooth and get better.
So again, it's easier said than done, right? Because so many times, like we talked earlier today, before this awareness of yours is anchored in so much now, because you yourself, like it used to have such a hold over you where you would just directly project it, and it projected onto me, into the relationship, and now transformed. And wasn't it so interesting today that after I came back, I was centered. Then you started feeling really overwhelmed with how we were organizing the schedule.
Well, just the amount of mental stimulus that was happening at a very fast pace seems like it was so much for me to capture. So following what happened with you, I felt like, okay, I need to go take a walk, breathe. And really a great strategy for all those that are listening is just move directly into the present moment and just let everything go and just focus that it's going to be okay in this moment, because whatever's happened in the past is done. What's happening in the future, I have no control. So just to keep walking forward, and to do that by connecting to the sun, to the nature, it really allowed me to clear and cleanse versus before what I would do would project, or really what I've recognized within myself and most men is we hold it in until there's an opportunity to release it all out. And so, as I said before, it's so important.
And you used to release that out to me, but you weren't so aware of it. And I kept saying, I was like, Michael, like I don't want to be on the receiving end of it. You gotta go handle this. And it took a while for that to kick in. But now we're on the other side of it. It's like quickly, you're doing your part, I'm doing my part, and it's not affecting our day or affecting our activities, because it used to really affect our activities.
Yeah, it's a huge shift in awareness. I feel like what we've recognized this whole year is that, for me, that personal responsibility of taking pure awareness of what reaction would be versus what response will be. Can I just take a moment to breathe, to pause, and to shift into ways of saying, I don't have to be my emotion. I don't have to be my thoughts. I have a decision right now that I can allow myself to make something different than I did before. And it's a practice. Like we said, it's easier said than done, yet the more consciousness and awareness we bring to those, let's say, sticky areas, then we realize, okay, maybe now is not the time to say something. It's the time to now move forward and say, okay, what is the new aspect of me that wants to be shown? And I feel that is a huge level in all of our overwhelm, because the one thing that's helped me greater is, as overwhelmed as the external environment is already, how can we match that within ourselves by creating greater levels of peace, joy, and happiness. And so when there's things that are building up, like we did last night, we went to go do Zumba, we danced, we moved around. So that movement allows that energy to flow so it doesn't have such an impact when things trigger us on the outside.
Yeah, so today was such a successful day because as we both experienced it, we were able to take the personal responsibility and transform that overwhelm to overflow of enjoy the natural state back in the God presence back into our life. And then we were able to do our recordings, and then here we are, we're recording this, and what a testament that is, right? Isn't it great? Like this is one part of the area that I'm sharing with my women's group, right? And I love that you get to share from this wisdom to your men's group.
Yeah.
And you have your men's group coming up
Next
right?
Thursday, January 22nd, for all those that are listening, I am bringing forth a revamped level of the Evolved Conscious Men, which will be now on a platform globally, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm really bringing forth a higher level of education and really experiential energy, that where we're bringing in topics just like this and bringing that awareness through holding the support, the respect, and really the accountability of what we men can do. Because for so long, us men have really projected, expressed without realizing what we're doing. And I find these times when we can come together as a unified consciousness, especially as a group of men, to really hear each other, learn from one another, and offer the wisdom that we've worked within ourselves, it creates such a platform to grow and build what I see the next level of generations of conscious evolved men.
I love it. I love that you're starting that. That's on Meetup. It's once a month and that's free. That's for any man that wants to evolve more consciousness into their life and be truly a better husband, better partner, better son, better grandfather, better uncle, better cousin, better colleague. I just love that. I'm so glad you're starting that. So that's great. And that's on the show notes. So people can go ahead and register and join that coming up.
And that also evolved out of this past summer where I did the 12 series Conscious Evolved Men Self-Guided Pace series. And I feel that's a great element for those that want to dive deeper and really take on what I find are the pillars or the keys to become the greatest version of yourself. This has been what I find to the next stepping stone for those that want to onboard. And they can find that on our AscensionAlchemists.com website under the courses on Conscious Evolved Men.
I love that you took those topics that you have worked through yourself and then you have brought it into the teaching, so now they can go through it themselves. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's gorgeous. So that's the overwhelm, from overwhelm to overflow.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? And the other topic that I wanted to talk about, I really, the reason why I'm calling it overflow, because this ties into the natural state of our abundant nature. Our prosperous nature is an overflowing of goodness, right? So this overflowing goodness is the natural state. So when we're overwhelmed, we're not operating from that. And what I absolutely love, that we're starting the end of this month on Wednesday, the 28th at 2 p.m. We have our master class, our master series coming up that is for people who want to truly live from prosperous consciousness. And I love that we're bringing this, because you and I are going through it and we keep expanding it within ourselves, not expanding our human, but bringing it to the area that's tight and bringing the prosperity frequency into ourselves and to be with it and use it as a transformation, exactly like we did today, and to show others what's possible. So, because that translates that prosperous state of awareness, where the prosperity is in the way you deliver things, in the way you carry things, in the way you're receiving things. There's so many different ways. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the people that have signed up, that they get to once a month be mentored by us in this true prosperous living.
And I feel it's such a perfect time to join this, because we have this
beginning of the year.
And when we really look at prosperity, isn't it interesting that we can even shift it from a higher level of abundance, that it is our natural state of being.
That's right.
And a lot of times we focus on prosperity as just money, but if we take it to another level, that prosperity of joy, the prosperity of health, the prosperity of all aspects that you want to thrive in your life, prosperity of career, prosperity of relationships, it's such a powerful element, especially in moving through what I've gone through in consciousness that's come from lack, limitations, or, as we all know, that not enough area that comes through. And so it's, been all program conditioned within our beautiful society. So this is the opportunity that I feel those that are listening, especially in these first couple of weeks of January, to really dive deeper into what we already know is our natural God-given right. We have the prosperous, abundant breath. We have the infinite life force within us. We have such immaculate level. I even was listening to the other day. Do you know, honey, that this electrical magnetic body, scientists have actually said the amount of energy that we have, abundant energy,
right,
that if they could plug us up,
right,
it could run a small town for a week.
I totally believe it.
That's the amount of infinite energy we have within ourselves. And if you can imagine, in that prosperous, abundant life force energy that's flowing through us, that we could literally run a small town if it was hooked up to our electrical magnetic system.
It's amazing.
Imagine channeling that energy into all the areas that we want to prosper in our life. How phenomenal could you move that energy, knowing that our direct connection to God gives us that infinite, so it's not just a week, each day we tap into that. Imagine what we could co-create on this earth.
I'm so excited you mentioned that. And this is why I love it. I love that once a month we do this. This is inside our community for our members, as well as we open it up to public, because we just knew public is going to really, we wanted them to have access to it. And I'm so excited. And we made it super, super accessible. It's $188, and it's 1 hour of mentorship that Michael and I are literally mentoring you, which is of incredible value, that you get to have both of us on a live call mentoring you to it's the energetics of prosperity. So a lot of times what we find, people are talking, but they're not aligned with the energetics. They may have an idea, but they're not experiencing in the body. This is where the mastery of us comes from, because we've been able to allow it in our body. We understand deeply, not just in our head, not just in our thoughts, but understand in our body how that energy needs to align. Because as soon as we hear somebody speak, we can tell, okay, whether they're aligned or they're not. And if you're not aligned, you're not experiencing the fullness. So we are going to literally live mentor you in that. And that's once a month. It is the last Wednesday of every single month. It is always at 3 p.m. However, this one in January has to be 2 p.m. So we're looking forward to it. That's also in the show notes. You can directly email us at info@ascensionalchemists.com to join us and tell others. My goodness, you know what's the best, Michael? What we found, when individuals sign up for something and they do it together, like with a friend or a couple or a parent and child, they hold each other accountable. They go through it and they're so much stronger, and they benefit way deeper when they're doing it together. So bring a friend. Join together. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. I feel like there's a teamwork and there's an energetic frequency that when we come together and then we can support as we're going along, there can be that accountability. And there can be that ability that we show ourselves that when we dive full into it, what I see, it's the best investment that we make on ourselves, because when we open the doors to prosperity and abundance, it fully gives us the ability to really receive all that our heart desires.
Absolutely. I love it so much. Super, super love it. And what else is coming up? Oh, let's also mention this really quick. Sure. Oh my goodness. So you may have heard that we touched upon this 2 weeks ago when we started New Year's Day. And I also mentioned it on my solo episode, just briefly. Did you mention it on yours about how this whole year, one of the dedications we have to the
celebration
of the,
relationships.
yes, the relationship.
Yes.
Yes. Did you mention it on your solar episode? I didn't listen to it.
I don't believe I did because I was focusing on another topic, but I'm so excited to speak about it now.
Okay. So for those of you who heard it, you heard it. You kind of been getting like the little hints of it, and you've been watching it. And now that Michael and I are here, we are so excited. This was a call from literally, I feel like God knocked on the door of my heart and the door of your heart, because this 9 years, you and I have gone through so many stages in our relationship, and this relationship, in order for it to serve this higher mission, it has gone through crazy transformation for chipping away what it's not and bringing through what is. And the foundation of it had to finally be set on this higher love. And we struggled with it a lot. And from there, we developed so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and we each individually have had to become the greater version of ourselves to allow that higher love within ourselves and bring that higher love into our relationship. So this year is been dedicated, which we knew several months ago that we have to do this 1 year dedication in teaching the importance of living a higher love relationship.
And I'm glad you said that, because I feel myself, and I can speak for you too, that we've always been searching for this deeper level of love, and this love that we've dreamed about, this love that we've always envisioned. What is this true higher love? And many times I know myself really seeking and searching and looking at it from the outside, and then understanding that this love is to be created within, and not just created within myself, but created within the God Almighty presence that allows me to share that with you in everything that I do. And so it's so incredible what tests and what transformations we've gone through, because I feel like each challenge has allowed us to bring forth that higher love in moving through what many people go through daily, to see how this is the ultimate key, the ultimate level that I understand is being gifted to us.
Absolutely.
And not only gifted to us, but a way of being in that fullness of.
Do you think it was gifted to us, or we open up to the gift that was already stored within us?
I feel like we are the essence of it, and we're anchored into the embodiment when we were first incarnated, and that has been closed up due to just the human program. And so our version of who we are hasn't been truly brought into its fullness. And now, as we are raising in our consciousness and embodying our true divine nature, our true godlike nature into our bodies in alignment, then we are truly seeing that we are this higher love. And this higher love becomes our duty to express it, because when we express it, we then understand that ease and peace and joy and happiness and excitement and all these frequencies of God Almighty that is true can actually be our natural living experience.
Hold on, you said something. I want to just circle back around for a second, Michael, here. When we first came together, there was definitely love there. Yet the foundation of love between you and I, underneath it, to sustain the relationship, to deliver this mission, was a bit weak. So we went through quite a bit. Yet in it was the essence of this higher love. So for higher love to then be the total foundation, it required us to go through our own individual journey of transformation so the relationship can go through it. And I truly believe last year was a pivotal point of our 9-year completion. So we had already felt that, and because of that, like I can say in this moment that I'm with you that we are living from a higher love. We're not just this superficial love, this basic love, just roses and chocolates, any of this. It is mission focused, it is on purpose, it is the strength of higher love that carries us through everything, which was, but it's taken that gorgeous expression. And I believe we had to come to this place because it is from here that this whole year we're going to be dedicating the teachings that came out of it, so we can share others, help others be mentored, be supported in their relationship, and to, most important, to know the areas that we thought, there isn't anything wrong with you. It's just we were never taught these things. So you and I came to it. Now we're teaching it in a very practical way so that other couples can also truly experience this higher love that somehow they believe it exists, because it does exist, and you can experience it and you can have it all.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I feel what's so amazing about this series is I truly believe and have faith that this higher love has always been within all of us, seated within that eternal source light. Because other areas have been given more attention and other areas have come up as so-called challenges or problems or hurts, then the focus has been placed off that. So even though you spoke about the foundation was weak, I would say there's always been a strong level of love within us, within our foundation. It's been the attention and where we put our awareness to it, because within it, like that higher love and God's love is so strong and available, yet where we were in our own awareness. I know with my awareness, that level of consciousness wasn't at its highest level, so I couldn't put more of that God's love into it. My vision or my, let's just say, actions were coming more of the limitations of the human, of pain and hurt, that accessibility wasn't able to go through what I've always dreamed of as a child. And I feel that's what's so powerful about our direct experiences that we get to share in this year, because it takes off the blame, the shame, the guilt, and oh my gosh, is this person doing something wrong? When really it circles back to say, there is an infinite reservoir of infinite divine higher love within ourselves. Now it's accessing it in ways that allow ourselves to know that there's nothing wrong, we're not broken, we're here to shine and share it, and most important, give real life examples of what we've been going through to not only transform it, but be on the other side of it and live as that gift of it.
Exactly. And for me, Michael, and for you, and for our listeners, I really want to address the importance of what we're referring to. We're referring in assisting individuals who are truly in a committed relationship. They are committed to live a monogamous, glorious relationship, because that relationship, when you come together, when a man and a woman come together and desire to live under that light, that blessing of God Almighty, that blessing, one part is for their life, the other part is the blessing that comes out of that love to others. So we're coming from the lens of God Almighty. We're coming from the lens when you stretch yourself, because your human self, a lot of time will kick and scream, but you stretch it out of that deeper love from God, and you're bringing God into you and into the relationship, and the relationship becomes the mechanics that makes the impossible possible, takes you to places that you could not go on your own, bring the dreams into possibilities, allow you to have the best life that you possibly can, because you open yourself to that. And that's what's vibrating. So this is where we're coming from, and we want to be able to truly gift this year to couples. So the way it's going to be,
And one question. What about for those individuals that are not, but seeking a higher relationship, ones that know that they're
They're
beloveds
single
out there,
right
they're
now.
single right
Yeah.
now, that
This
this
would be
course
the
would still
best
be
for them.
best, because it's not just
Absolutely.
necessary for people just that are in couples, but those that are also on that paradigm of saying, I am ready for this higher love, which we all know is anchored within ourselves first, yet also embodied so that that divine partner can be brought into their life based on what they are also doing within.
I'm so glad you brought it up. It's exactly that, because it's that personal responsibility, especially if you're single. This becomes so key. So you can allow the part of you that has to be allowed in. So that way, when you come into the presence of somebody that's ready to be in a relationship with you, that they're ready to take this into this next phase, you both are able to go through it with much more sustainable way from the presence of God Almighty. And it is the lens that we're teaching from. And I'm so excited about it. So the way it's going to break, you might ask, well, how is this going to be? So you're going to be sure you catch us on Instagram on Ascension Alchemists, because we're going to be putting short videos on there. We're also going to have it on our YouTube channel, Ascension Alchemists, the little shorts on there, which is really important. And most importantly, mark your calendar now on Saturday, Valentine's Day at 12 p.m., right?
February 14th,
February
12 p.m.
14th.
Eastern Standard Time Zone.
Exactly. We are
online Zoom.
Yes, we are going to have our masterclass, free masterclass on living from higher love in a relationship. So be sure to join us on there, because that's going to be a really incredible one, and you're going to get a lot of benefits out of it. We're just so excited to answer this call, as we knew this was coming.
We're excited. We feel this first 2 weeks of the new year of 2026 has been flying high into this year of the fire horse, and so much that we're expanding, and we cannot be more honored to what we see as higher love in our mission to open this up for those that really know that is what's being brought forward through them, to really bring what I feel the greatest joy and happiness by being in a committed relationship, or being in a position that you want that within yourselves in every aspect in life.
So Michael, I have a question for you as we wrap up. It's an honest question. Don't close your eyes. Open your eyes.
No, I gotta listen to every syllable, because
okay. It's a real. Maybe one of our listeners has this question. Are you finding yourself where you are right now? Genuine. I'm very genuine. I've never asked you this. Are you finding yourself that your love for me has changed?
I feel my love for you has changed dramatically, because I've been able to tap into my higher love, that God's love within, to ignite the ability not only to express love, but to receive love from God Almighty, that gives me that gift to share that with you.
Well, that was a lot of explanation. Thank you. I just wanted to know whether I love you. I just wanted to know.
Takes one to know one, right?
I just wanted to know, is your love different now? Are you noticing that? That's all I wanted to know.
So by this morning's actions, what do you feel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll confess. Can I make a confession for you?
What's that?
My love, I have found the love that I am experiencing on the inside for you is so much deeper, and it's so much wider, and it's so much more fuller. And I love the way that feels.
I too concur. And I would also say this. I would say I'm aware that this higher love within myself hasn't been fully expressed, because I've been protecting my heart. So
put him down now. Come on, Michael.
The more I open my heart and releasing the areas of insecurities, protection, and all those, it's opened myself up. But to answer your question, yes, it's given me the ability to express, be, and feel a greater, higher love with you. And I would say it's been what I felt from the beginning to now, the ultimate gift and journey to do. So
you love me more.
I do love you more.
That was the end of that. Oh, I love you all. Beautiful, beautiful community. Thank you so much, podcast family, for being here with us. And it's such a beautiful joy that we get to share this part of our hearts with you and just be present with you. And as you get to watch and listen to us on your way to work or when you're working at, it's truly an honor. We really value and appreciate you. And we would love for you, when you listen to this podcast, go ahead and leave a little review for us. What was your takeaway for this today? Just out of curiosity, we would love to know that. And by doing so, if you take a screenshot of that, send it to us, you enter our monthly draw where we pick a winner and we give them a prize. It's $100 gift card. So beautiful. You could get to join that. So thank you so much, everyone. Much love to all of you. All the things that we mentioned, it's going to be in the show notes. And please join us. We are delighted to journey this celebration life with you.
Grateful for each of you being here on our podcast. And thank you all for once again sharing your higher love and what we know is our purpose to be here on earth. Thank you.
Much love, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.